This is the one. PSG versus Real Madrid. A semifinals loaded with storylines. Mbappe versus old club. And a Real Madrid side under Xabi Alonso that continues to improve through every match in this tournament. Every match. But with Dean Huijsen suspended, us having a calamity in extra time against Dortmund, allowing for 2 goals, almost 3. The question is, are we ready? If you're new here, I'm JT with JT Football. I don't normally film in my basement, but I have family staying here for the summer and I need a quiet space. So that's why the background is a little different. So forgive me here. But we're going to break down this massive game between PSG and Real Madrid. For me, this is the final. Don't really care if Chelsea or Fluminense get through. I think whoever goes through in the semifinal is probably going to win this tournament. But before we get into it, please hit that like button. And if you're feeling froggy, hit that subscribe button. Real Madrid arrive here after a chaotic 3-2 win against Dortmund. Now, that scoreline doesn't really tell the full story, but the word chaotic definitely stands true. For some reason, our heads fell off, basically. It is what it is. We're missing Dean, and I don't say that lightly. Dean has been not only just a strong defensive presence for us, but he's also been a key distributor in our counterattack and just build up overall. It's going to be a huge miss for us. I can't even front. So now we got to see what Xavi does. Obviously, the decision would probably be to start Asensio. You would hope, after all the mistakes that he's made in this tournament, that Xavi has been working with him, or somebody's been working with him with his mental, because physically he's a decent defender, right? But his decision making is very poor. So hopefully over time, and I'm positive on this because I've seen progression throughout this whole team throughout the tournament. Everybody has progressively gotten better. Hopefully that has been rubbing off on Asensio. He knows this is a big match, and they instill confidence in him to go out there and perform. The other worry is Rudiger. He's looked shaky. He looked real shaky against Juventus. He made a critical error allowing Dortmund to get their first goal in stoppage time. I'm more worried about Rudiger than Asensio right now. Like, I already know what I'm going to get from Asensio. I was expecting Rudiger to be at his top level by now. Thibaut Courtois could be busy in this match. I'm not even going to front. He could be busy. Now, sticking with the defense of Real Madrid, the positives are that my man Spanish Patrick Swayze, aka Fran Garcia, has been balling. But this will be his first test against like elite wingers, attackers, right? But he has all the confidence in the world. He has been performing really well in this tournament. He scored a goal against Dortmund. He's been dribbling well. You can just see that he's a completely different player. And whatever Xavi is feeding him, whatever Xavi is telling him, hopefully this all comes to fruition in this big match against PSG. And then on the opposite side, Trent, he's looking like the Trent that we paid for. He's getting great service into the box for our attack. His defensive presence and positioning is getting a lot better. So I do have some confidence in our wingbacks. There could be some opportunities for us on the counter for Trent and Fran to get in behind and create some chances for us. All right, let's talk about PSG. So they got through their side pretty easily. They took an L, but I think they were kind of sleepwalking in the game. That didn't really raise eyebrows for me. They cruised through their side of the bracket. Desiree Doué he's been the main guy in this tournament. He is for real, guys. He's going to test our wing backs, our back line. PSG have a lot of firepower. Their midfields look kind of mid, and then their back line, Marquinhos is a step slower, older. Pacho is out. And I already talked about their wing backs. They like to get forward a lot. So there could be some opportunities there. But I say that very casually, but PSG is stacked. Don't take my calmness for thinking that this is going to be an easy match. They're very talented. They're the best team in the world right now. I think throughout this tournament, if you were looking at trajectory of performance, and just the competition that each team has faced, I would say Real Madrid has had a higher trajectory of improving each match and looking really good, and they faced a way more difficult schedule than PSG, in my opinion. Let's jump to our boys, Real Madrid. This is how we lined up against Dortmund. It says 4-3-1-2. I'll give them that. I think we came out in a base 3-5-2, but like I said, throughout the match, we were changing formations. It was great to see. Tchouaméni was going up, coming back. Fede would either slide back. Trent would get into the midfield. Like it was changing constantly. The formation was changing constantly, and that just shows like the tactics of Xavi and the players being comfortable and knowing their job and doing their roles. And being able to switch like that throughout the game is something that we didn't see under Carlo very much. Sometimes it would shift a little bit, maybe at halftime or something, or the players would just kind of adjust based off of the situation. But you could tell that tactically, Xavi instilled with them to kind of make these moves and position changes, throughout the match. But you can see with that back line, look at Rudiger's score. He was awful, guys. I can't even front. He was awful. Dean is gone. That's a huge blow. So it's going to be Asensio, Tchouaméni, and Rudiger from me. And I'll set that up in my predicted lineups here in a little bit. I want to talk about Arda Güler. This kid, I mean, he's doing everything. Who would have thought that him being in this kind of central role would be cooking like this? I think most of this has to do with Xavi and giving him clear instructions on what to do. But Arda cooked, man. 2 assists, 96% passing accuracy. He's dictating tempo. He's building up play. He's getting involved. Not sure why Tchouaméni has this low score here, but he's still doing the dirty work. I'm calling him the French Beckenbauer because in this hybrid role, he is absolutely playing like that. He did a lot of dirty work in here. So I'm not sure why he got such a low score according to the SofaScore. But Tchouaméni is going to be pivotal in this match as well, too, especially to help defensively and kind of play in that playmaking role. Whatever Xavi is telling him as well, Tchouaméni is eating it up. His confidence just looks great. He looks way more at ease when he's out there on the pitch. I expect big things for him in this match. He's going to play a key part in this match as well. Gonzalo here, he scored again, and this kid has been cooking in him. And in my last video leading up to the Dortmund game, I said that he should get the start over Mbappe, and it paid off. It came true. I think we're in that situation again where Xavi has to make a decision. Mbappe came on for a couple minutes and scored right away, so he looks fit. I think now the decision is, does he start Gonzalo or Vini Jr.? And this will cause a huge dilemma. I think Mbappe embraced and took sitting on the bench in good faith. I think, we didn't hear any rumblings that he was upset or anything like that. He kind of came on and cooked, did his thing. I think now with Vini, there's no obvious reason to bench him other than his play. He's not hurt. He's fit. He's played in every match. If Xavi were to bench him for Gonzalo, I think that would start some drama that we don't need right now. We already have something going on with Rodrigo. We don't need Vini to be upset. I wouldn't want to be Xabi Alonso right now. This is a big game. I don't know what Xavi does. I'm going to show you who I'm going to put there, but I wouldn't want to be Xavi. Gonzalo Garcia has been performing way better than Vini Jr. But against PSG, do you put Vini and Mbappe out there just for fear factor alone for PSG? Or do you let the kid roll out there with Mbappe and see how that works? I wouldn't want to make that decision, but he's got to, and that's what we brought him in for. And so far, he doesn't care about name, status, which is why he made the decision to, in my opinion, to put Gonzalo out there over Mbappe and just said, hey, this is what it is. Like, he doesn't care. Like, if you're not performing or if somebody is performing, they're going to start over you, and that's just how it's going to be. Gonzalo Garcia, again, forget the goals and the assist. This kid is leading the team in defensive pressure attempts at 155. Gonzalo Garcia is doing everything that's being asked for him in attack. He's pressuring. He's doing well in link-up play. He's getting everybody involved. He's making these runs to get other players in good situation and create chances. Like, it's going to be a tough decision to start Gonzalo or Vini. I will well be Xavi. That's all I'm going to say. I know I keep saying that, but I wouldn't want to be him. So I'll show y'all who I pick in my lineup. I expect us to line up this way. Again, this system, this formation is working out really well. We're turning into a tactical machine. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So let's get into my predicted lineups. Let's get to the ops. So I have PSG running their 4-4-3. Not going to see too many changes here other than at center back. We got Beraldo filling in. But other than that, business as usual for PSG. This is their strongest lineup, in my opinion. Dembele is going to be featured, obviously, at the false nine. That's been working out really well for him as far as just the amount of goals and the creativity that comes out of there. Now he's going to be moving all over the pitch from that position. So you're going to see some switching there. And then Doué, I mean, he's cooking, guys. All right, so let's move on to Real Madrid. Now, I've already talked about the changes. Dean's out. That's a huge blow, but I still feel confident that we can get the dub. Asensio's back in, guys. How are we feeling about that? Let me know in the comments, but he's got to be out there. Hopefully, he's not pulling on jerseys this match. Hopefully. He just does his job and does it well. And then we got Rudiger, he hasn't been great, guys. I'm not going to put glitter on this guy. Like, he has to step up this match. He really does. Hopefully, he gets back into fitness. Doesn't have those shaky moments anymore. But Rudiger's a big game player. So maybe, again, this is a statement game. Maybe he'll step up for the challenge. Tchouameni, I need my French Beckenbauer to come through. I need him to come through. He hasn't had a bad game yet in this tournament. He's been a revelation. So we'll see what Xavi does with this backline situation. This is how I got it set up. And then we got the best keeper in the world saving us in case we do get in some danger and make some silly mistakes. Thibaut Courtois. Midfield, nothing changing here. I got the wrong Garcia in here, guys. Give me a second. I think you got to put in the Francisco, Patrick Swayze, Garcia in there. Out on the left, been doing a phenomenal job holding it down. We'll see again if he can step up to this challenge. He's going up against some crazy competition this time, so we'll see how that goes. And then Arda Güler cooking. I think he's going to have a great match regardless of the result in this game. We'll see what happens there. Jude, I expect a big game from him. I think he's going to be pivotal in the attack for us in creating chances. I think Xavi's going to put him for good. Like, he's the X factor right now for me going up against PSG, just the way that they set up. I think Jude's going to be the X factor. Allow him to float out to the right, left, central, whatever. He's going to be the X factor. And then Fede, what can I say? Box-to-box guy. Top performances all the time. Like, never really has a bad game. He's going to be big for this moment. Um, I think he's going to help out defensively, especially with Trent. Hopefully, he doesn't have to do too much defensive work like he does if Lucas Vasquez was out there, but we might have to lean on him to help defensively, especially with Asensio on the right as well too. So we'll see how that goes, if he can get into the attack like we've been seeing in this tournament, or he's being asked to kind of sit back and provide support for Trent and Asensio over there on the right side. And then Trent, do what you do, Trent. His trajectory's going up, guys. He doesn't look timid anymore. He's getting assists. He's putting in dangerous balls for us to get to. I like what I'm seeing here. We'll see what this battle looks like between the PSG wingbacks and ours. I think that's the matchup to watch in this big game. This will shut up all the Liverpool fans, all the haters that have been, for some reason upset that he came to Real Madrid. But I think if he has a good game, or if we go through, if he gives us an assist or creates some chances, this will shut up all the haters. And then I left the top two positions blank on purpose. This is where it gets tricky. I already alluded to this. You got, on one hand, Mbappe facing his old club. I think that's a default start right there. He looked good against Dortmund when he came in, scored a great goal, got in some other chances as well. I think he's 100%. He's going to be up for this game, right? He's got something to prove. PSG just won the Champions League without him. They said they won it because he wasn't there. He's got something massive to play for. All eyes are going to be on him. Mbappe is going to be cooking this match, guys. So let's go ahead, put him on the left. So this is where it gets tricky. Like I said, on one hand, you got Vinicius. You know what he can do. But it just hasn't been consistent. I don't know what happened after that Ballon d'Or year that he missed out on. Something mentally is not there. Obviously, he has the skills, the physical ability to perform well. And when he's on, he's on. But that performance against Dortmund was not good. He's only had like one really memorable performance in this tournament, and that was against Salzburg. Everything else, it was just kind of like forgettable. It's a big game, and you want to put in your best players. I'm not saying Vini isn't better than Gonzalo Garcia, because technically he is. But in a matchup like this, in a massive game like this, you got to play who's performing right now. You can't just put somebody potentially and hope that they perform in this match. So with that being said, I'm putting Gonzalo Garcia out there with Mbappe. Now, there's going to definitely be some ramifications if Xavi does this. There's definitely going to be some ramifications. Vini's going to be upset, visibly upset. And that could play a factor into this match as well, too, because let's just say Xavi puts him in the second half. Is he going to accept coming on as a sub? Is he going to be frustrated and upset and mad? The reverse could happen, too. He plays on it with a chip on his shoulder and gets out there and starts cooking, be like, this is my club. Because it wasn't too long ago we were saying this is Vini's club. Even with the arrival of Mbappe, we were saying this was Vini's club. But new manager, new identity, all that is taking effect now. And we have a manager that doesn't care about who you were before he got here, or what your name is, or what your status is. Like, you can see that's clear. Am I tripping? Like, I see that. We lose this game, it's gonna be ugly. The media is gonna focus on Vini not starting. He's gonna be disgruntled. He's gonna say his things. The manager is gonna say his things. Has to explain why he did it and all this stuff. This is gonna be ugly. But this is a statement game. If we beat PSG, the world will be on notice. And there's no excuse. Like, you can't say, oh, well, it was a preseason tournament. Da, 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 da. No, PSG is trying to win this too. This is a real live tournament. This is a big game. Big game. Nobody's taking this as a friendly. This is a real game, big game, money on the line, trophy on the line. We want to be the first team to win this tournament and bring home the bag. Like, we've already racked up millions. This has been a very successful campaign in this tournament. But let me know what you guys think. Am I tripping? Let me know in the comments. I'm starting Gonzalo over Vini. What are you doing? That's my lineup. That's who I'm starting up top. Let me know what you think in the comments. All right, so here we are. FIFA Club World Cup semifinal. PSG. All eyes on this match. You know, whoever wins this is obviously going to be the favorites in the final. My prediction, 3-2, like I said. But everything's on the line here. And before I end this video, I just want to say this, guys. Win or lose, and this isn't a cop-out, but win or lose, you have to be excited with what you're seeing from Xabi-Ball, the progression of how this team has improved in each match throughout this tournament is wonderful to see. And not only just the team overall, but specific players. Arda being in a new role, new responsibilities. He's been performing at an elite level. Trent is coming into his own. Fetty's getting more into the attack. We're seeing improvement from Fran Garcia. He looks like a completely different player. My Spanish Patrick Swayze's out here dirty dancing on everybody. Seeing that progression is wonderful to see. And for Xavi to come here and only have a couple of weeks to implement his tactics, get these players playing to a high level in this short amount of time, that's great. That is great, guys. So, and it's not like, you know, PSG, there's no pushover. Like, there's no shame going out to PSG. This will battle test us for the season and for Champions League. And again, I'm not saying this as a cop-out, but if we lose, there's no reason to feel bad. I mean, you can feel bad that we lost because we don't accept losing. But these are early days, and we're already seeing this improvement. Like, this is a new Real Madrid. This is a new Real Madrid, and we're seeing it like come together in front of us, and it's not even done. Like, we're only going to get better. So I just want to put that into focus. Drop your score predictions in the comments. Tell me who you're starting up top. I really want to know. This is the biggest dilemma here. Who are you starting up top? All right, so if you made it this far, please like the video, subscribe. I would love that. Make sure you go check out some other Madrid content from my guy Daily FC and Carnage Football for Real Madrid takes. They're doing some great stuff as well too. And let's get ready for Wednesday. This is a big game. I'm really glad that we're in this moment. I wanted PSG. I've been saying that in my previous videos. I want PSG, and now we got it. We got this opportunity. Let's shock the world, because I won't be shocked if we beat PSG, but the world will. Because just a couple weeks ago, months ago, they were saying we were down bad, and now look at us. So this is going to be a movie, guys. This is going to be a movie. I'll see you on the other side. Hala Madrid, always. Thanks for watching me in my basement. I'm going to switch it up next time. So, peace.